Welcome along to this Yoga Pilates practice with Zuri. This practice is a very gentle blend of both yoga and Pilates. What I love about this practice is the whole practice can be completed from a supported position on the ground. So really all you need is your mat. As we move into the Yoga part of the practice, you may need some props, some support, rolled up towel or a block or a bolster you may need for the second half of the practice. We start the practice with the Pilates, and that really just connects the awareness to the center of the body, through the spine, generates a nice amount of heat through the center of the body, and when the body's nice and warm, we can then move into some gentle stretches in the yoga practice. So to get started, come to a gentle seated position, and very gently, slowly C-curve your spine as you draw your body back to the mat. So you notice the feet are flat, knees in a bent position. This supports my lower back into its neutral position. So the back is not completely flat. Could slip an envelope under my spine. Shoulders back, head is supported, arms reaching and extending out. Extending right into the tips of the fingers. So we begin with the Pilates breath. It's a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathing in and breathing out. Ribcage expands sideways on the breath in. And contracting and pressing down through the ribcage, through the belly button and an inch below as you breathe out. On your next inhale, raise both the arms up. Lower them down as you breathe out. Inhaling. And exhaling, breath in, and a long breath out. Raise the arms up this time. Sweep the arms around the body, circle the arms around, keeping the arms just off the floor, breathing in, and long breath out. One more, inhale. Reaching the arms up and over, keep the shoulder blades on the mat. Exhale, sweep the arms around, press the palms down, extending out into the tips of the fingers, the arms active on the ground. Take a gentle breath in. Start to nod the chin down towards the chest, exhaling as you lift to the tips of the shoulder blades. Inhale as you lower. Start the breath out and curl head, neck and shoulders off the mat. So we're pressing down through the rib cage, the belly button and an inch below that. Inhale, lower. Start to deepen the curl or the crease over the breastbone so we are contracting, tightening through the center of the body. And in effect, we are lengthening and stretching the back of the body. It's a beautiful stretch of the spine. One more. Deepen that curl over the breastbone. Exhaling, eye gaze down, either towards the top of your thighs or towards your belly. Once the head is lowered, lift the legs up one at a time, tabletop position. Knees stacked over the hips, shins towards the ceiling. Tap the right leg away. 1, 2, lift up, hold, change. Tap, 2, lift up, hold. 2 toe taps, lift and hold. 2 toe taps. Now if the foot doesn't go all the way to the floor, you can just go towards the ground. If it feels comfortable, lowering all the way down. Tap, tap, lift up. Maintaining neutral spine position. This is quite important here. We don't want to press the spine back into the mat. We want to maintain the same position we started with. So if you feel like you could just slip an envelope under your spine, you're probably in the right position. Last one here, 2 toe taps, and then lower the feet back towards the ground. Take a gentle breath in. Curl the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. Hover the arms and start to beat the arms quite vigorously. Breathing in and out. Inhale for 5 and out for 5. So you're breathing in and out. And if you're finding it too much with the head lifted, option is to keep the head on the mat. You can still fire up the arms and you can still increase the circulation through the body by keeping the arms moving quite vigorously. Otherwise, leaving the head where it is, just extend and straighten that right leg out. and change. Last one here, stretch and extend out, toes pointed of your left leg, and then bring the knee in, lower the head and lower the arms. Again, keep the feet in the classic position, feet flat, knees bent. Extend and straighten, right leg on a high 45. When you get to that angle, the knees line up so they're almost connected. Lift the right leg up without moving your left leg. Bring that leg slightly across, move it down and back to where you started. Come up, this time go outside, so it goes away and back to center. Lifting up, internal rotation, lift up, external rotation. Lift up, rotate in, try to work down through the inner thigh. So stretch and lengthen, pressing out into the toes. One more each side, internal rotation. Last one here, external rotation. And then bend the knee and lower. We repeat that on the other side. So I'm still engaging core, pressing down through rib cage, belly button, an inch below. The left leg is on a high 45, lift it up, rotate it inside, pause, hold. This time lift it up, rotate it outside. Trying to keep this foot grounded, this leg still as I move the straight leg. Lifting up. Let's do one more round, around and down, lift it up. External rotation, last one here. Lift up, around it goes on the inside. Last one here, away from your body. Hold at the bottom and bend that knee. Bring both the knees in towards the body. Hands can go on the back of your thighs or halfway down the shin, and bring the knees close towards the chest. Just gently curl or draw the tailbone off the mat. If you wanted to, you can lift the head, neck and shoulders as well. If that feels too much in your neck, just leave the head on the mat. And just a gentle curl of the tailbone just takes a nice little release through lower back. So now that we've warmed the body up, lower the feet as we come into the ab series. Take a gentle breath in. Curl the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. And as you bring your right leg in, extend and straighten the left leg out. So we have one straight leg with the toes pointed, and this leg, the knee is drawing fairly close towards the middle, the center of the body. Switch, change and hold. So the focus is on the straight leg. Switch, change and hold. Press out through the toes. Switch, change and hold. Really fire up, almost from your hip joint to the big toe. Stretch and extend away, press out, hold, double time speed, 5, double time, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bend both knees, lower the head and bring the feet down. Take a gentle breath in here, inhale, curl the head, neck and shoulders off the mat, and place the hands on the back of the head. Lift your legs to tabletop position. Have the knees stacked over the hips. Squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the feet together. And start to rotate up and over. Lift and twist. So working through the diagonal. Lifting, rotating. Opposite shoulder, opposite knee. Try and hold the legs fairly still and stable. Lift as you twist. Up and over. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, last one, right to left, and then hug knees to body and lower the feet down. Now all we need to do is put those last 2 movements together. So if I remind you, this is what the legs will be doing. Now the legs are going to stay fairly close, as though they're hugging the midline, as though they're brushing past each other, and then we add in the rotation. So if we curl the head, neck and shoulders off the mat, hands on the back of the head, bring your right leg in first and stretch your left leg out nice and long. So rotate towards the bent leg. Start slow, pause and hold. Switch, change, pause and hold. Lifting, twisting. Notice I'm not lowering the head back to the floor. So I'm keeping the head lifted, looking around to one side, and then double time speed. See if you can speed it up without losing any of the control. Last 3. 2, final one, hug knees to body and roll the body up to a seated position. Scoop your hips back and take the legs straight out in front of you. Spine stretch forward. You can do this with your knees slightly bent, and you can place a cushion or a rolled up towel underneath your sit bones. If you feel comfortable in this position, reach the arms out in front, but bring the shoulders down and back. So you're creating space from your shoulder to your ear. Breathing in to prepare. Gently bring the head down as you stretch that spine forwards, widen the back of the rib cage. Inhale to draw up. I'm keeping the rib cage stacked over my hips. So the head moves, widening across the back of the rib cage, separating between the shoulder blades as you stretch the spine forwards, and then come back up to center. Chest is nicely open as I go forward. Still keep the chest open. Don't collapse into the front of the body. We'll do one more. Breathing in. Take a long breath out. Sit up nice and tall and lower the hands beside the body. Bring your legs really close this time. So now I'm going to almost bring the inner edges of my feet to touch. The feet are in flexion, imagining there's a brick wall just onto the front of the feet here. Reach the arms out nice and wide, palms pressed down, chest is lifted. Feel like again you draw the shoulders down the back, draw the shoulder blades together and rotate. 1, 2, change. 1, 2, change. 1, 2. The key here is to try and keep my feet still. Don't let the feet move. Keeping the feet in flexion, toes back towards the shin. Pulse one side, rotate other. Twist 2, wrapping around through your rib cage. 1, 2, last one, round to the front, to the back. And as you come through the center, lower. We're going to add on to that. Take the feet slightly wider. Now the feet don't need to be too wide, just take the feet just off the edge of the mat. Go back to the same arm alignment. Rotate just like you did before, lengthening through the spine as you rotate. As you draw that front arm forwards, look back towards the back palm, and the back palm rotates up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Turn first, start to come across, rotate that back palm up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, both palms down. Reach, look back towards that back arm. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. And take a long exhale. One more to the other side. Breathing in. Take a long breath out. And as you come through the center, lower the hands, walk the feet back in, and scoop your hips towards your heels. Again, the feet are nice and close together. We get the knees in this beautiful bent position. Take the hands on the back of your thighs and zip up through the spine as though you've just sat up an inch taller. Inhaling, holding, maintaining that length of your spine. Nod the head forwards gently down, and then start to gently scoop the belly button back towards the spine as you C-curve the spine and just lower down about halfway. Breath in, exhale, out of it. So we breathe in at the top, go down as you breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale out of it. Inhaling. Lower, gentle C-curve of the spine, drawing in, not just through the rib cage and the belly button, but an inch below that space. Inhale. Exhale, rounding out of it. Breathing in to sit nice and tall. Last one here. Gently C-curve the spine, lower your body, super slow. When you get to this point, little pause. See if you can really engage and tighten and brace the center of the body. Exhale as you come out of it. So let's see if we can take that this time all the way down. Breath in, spine long. Exhale. Going back to where you were, and then controlling that lower all the way back towards the mat. Full body stretch, point the toes, extend and reach your body for each end of the mat. You will notice how the spine lifts. I can get my whole hand underneath my back here. This is okay because I'm just going for a beautiful stretch, but this is not neutral spine position. If I can get my hand, I can almost get the whole of my fist underneath there. This is not neutral spine. This is what we're trying to prevent when we were doing the exercise earlier. So you can see my rib cage has popped off the mat and the middle of my back has popped off. So this is not neutral spine. It's okay, I'm just going for a gentle stretch, but it's good to know the difference between that neutral spine and where we need to be. So what if I change the angles? First, bring your arms down, and you may feel as you bring your arms down how the rib cage starts to soften to the mat. There's still some space under there, but if you walk your feet back towards you, then you should find that you're in that neutral spine position. So now I can feel the back of the rib cage, the back of my pelvis on the mat, and just enough room like I can just about move my top underneath here, which is the middle of the back. So it's kind of like the belt line of the body. So that's the position that we're almost aiming for to find in the Pilates practice. So very slowly go out to that extension and roll your body over, so that as you lay on your tummy, we transition to the movements of the back of the body. So I've taken my feet slightly wider than my hips, and I've moved my hands back beside my rib cage. So if you find where your last rib is, your body, and place your hands there, the elbows drawing up. So there's almost, if you look at my hand, I need to move my hands back just a little. I have a straight line from elbow to rest. Forehead hovers, so the head is not on the mat, it's just an inch or so away from the mat. Take a breath in, roll the shoulders back. Imagine that your chest is coming forward, so I come forwards and gently up. Exhale, lower, head comes back into gentle hover. Try that again. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. One more. Inhale forwards and up. Exhale. Slowly lower that back down. Make a fist. Bring your knuckles under your nose, under your eyes, and prop yourself up on your forearms. So just drawing the fists together. Bring the legs a little closer towards each other, and just have your feet just hovering off the mat. So I'm already into extension of the spine, and all I need to add to this is one single leg kick. Curl heel, pull, pull, press lower, change. Curl, curl, press lower, change. Curl, curl, press lower, change. Curl 2, press lengthen away. 1, 2, point lower. 1, 2, point lower. 1, 2, point lower. Curl, curl, reach away. Curl, curl. So flexing the foot as it comes in, pressing out into the toes as it goes away. Flexion, point. Last one here. Flex, flex, point lower, lower the feet, and lower the upper body. Reach the arms back behind you. Palms are down, knuckles towards the ceiling again, head just in a gentle hover. As you lift, roll the shoulders back. Slide the hands along the ground as we come up to extension, and lift both legs. Lower both legs. Slowly lower the head. Again, head just into gentle hover. Roll the shoulders back. Draws the shoulder blades together gently. Come up to extension. Hover both legs. Lower both legs. And then lower. Inhale to come up. Still breathing in. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhaling. Keep lifting. I've got both legs, head, chest away from the ground. Exhale, slowly lower back to the mat. Hands under the shoulders. Come on up, hands and knees. Bring your knees under your hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Again, let's find neutral spine position here. So just like we were finding that neutral spine position on the ground, this would be a rounded position. This would maybe sinking, and somewhere between those two is my neutral spine position. So I'm bracing, tightening underneath the center of the body. Shoulders back, and chest is nice and open and lifted. So you find that neutral spine position. Look forwards, maybe just towards the front edge of the mat. Reach, right arm, left leg away. Pause. Now the thumb is towards the ceiling, pressing out into the toes of that back leg. Bring it back to center. Change. Opposite arm, opposite leg goes out into extension. Thumb towards the ceiling, point the toes of that back leg, and gently come back to where you started. Lift arm and leg super slow. Take your time as you do that. See if you can hold and maintain and come back through the center. Last one to the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Reach out. See if you can hold and maintain that stillness through the midline of the body. And as you come back, big toes together, knees slightly wider than your hips. Sit back super slow as you rest your body. Nice. Into the child's pose. So now that we get to this space, we get to rest, we get to settle and soften into this beautiful back extension. So just opening up the back of the body, reaching the arms out in front. Just let the breathing soften, let it settle. As we come into this part of the practice, breathing in and out through your nose to begin with. Your body may feel nice and warm from those exercises that we did earlier. And just take one more round of your breath here. Before very subtly moving the hands off towards the right edge of the mat. And just going into a gentle stretch of the side body as we rest into the child's pose. And slowly, gently transition that. Come through the middle, take your time, shifting up and over to the left side. Try not to go too far. Until you can just start to feel that gentle extension through the sides of your rib cage. Maybe through the outer shoulder, the outer arm. As you come through the center, walk your hands back towards your body. Come into the Japanese sitting pose, even if it's just for a couple of moments. And if you wanted to, this is where we could use the props. If you wanted to place a rolled up cushion between your hips and your heels, you get to sit on a bit of support. You could use a cushion from your couch. Take what you need, and as you rest the body here, we're bringing the spine back into its neutral position, hands resting on the top of your thighs, and visualize or get a sense and a feel of the top, the crown of your head drawing upwards. So again, it's not a pull, it's just a gentle opening of the middle of the body. I think of the alignment of my spine, and the tailbone is drawing down towards the ground, and then it's drawing up from almost the middle, so it's pulling down and then up and out through the top, the crown of my head. A neutral spine position. And just take one more round of your breath here. And then very slowly unwind. As you come back to a seated position, very gently and very slowly roll your body gently back to the mat. Take your time with this. Once you get down here, slide the legs away, rest your body. Not quite into Shavasana yet, but just a nice release where you're letting go and allowing your body to come into what I call a gentle rebound. So just allowing your body to be held and to be supported right here on the mat. Very slowly, gently walk your feet back towards your body, bringing the feet into a gentle supported position, feet flat, knees bent, and find a prop here that you can use, whether that's a rolled up towel, or for me, I'm going to use my block here, and I'm going to lift the hips gently and take that support and gently place it under the back of your pelvis. Now, if you're not quite sure where that should sit, if you find your pelvic bones here, okay, these two bony parts right on the front of the body, which is part of your pelvis, and follow that around, that's where we want to place the support. So I'm just showing it's more of a visual, and this feels good in my body. Just have a little bit of support here. So then you just rest, supported bridge position, so the hips, the lower back gently supported, feet flat. And this might be all that you need. So if this is enough, maybe just stay here. Otherwise, the other option is to extend very slowly and slide the legs away as we come into the pontoon. Just gently resting the head and the shoulders back. A real sense of opening through the front of the body, opening up the chest, arms long and heavy beside you, and getting a sense of really opening and softening through the middle of your body, down through the abdomen, and down through your pelvis. Let your legs literally just hang off the top of your thighs here, and soften your knees, and maybe just let the feet just gently turn out. And this one can feel a little unusual at first. There's that real tendency to feel like we want to hold the body in this position rather than softening and resting into it. And gently walk the feet back towards the body. We want to come out of it just as slowly as we went into it. So I walk the feet back towards me, feet flat, knees bent, shoulders back. Just relax that lower jaw. Just taking a few moments to let my body settle here. Gently picking up the hips, and that can always feel a little unusual as well. And slowly lowering that back all the way down towards the ground. Slide the legs away, come into that gentle rebound. Just let the spine, the back settle again. You might just need 3 to 4 rounds of your breath here. You might need a minute or more. Take what you need, listen in. And as I slowly walk my feet back towards my body, bring the right leg only. And when you feel ready, bring the right foot, the sole of your foot, to rest onto your left thigh. So the knees are almost in alignment, so I've stacked my right leg in a straight line with my left. So the toes of my right foot almost touching the tip of my kneecap here. Take both arms a little bit wider. And as I bring the left arm across, that left arm will reach towards the outside of my right thigh. And I'm going to very gently guide both the legs over to the left. I'm not using this arm to push, it's just gently supporting and guiding both the legs over and across. And then when the bottom foot rotates onto the outer edges of that foot, pause. So the top leg may be hovering in midair, that's okay. Just gently let your left arm rest on the outer thigh. Maybe move your right arm on an angle away from you, rotate that head and look down towards the tips of the fingers here. Coming into very gentle spinal rotation, spinal twist. Allowing the chest to gently open, so it's important that your right shoulder remains settled and grounded into the mat. Maybe you feel this stretch into the outer thigh from your hip all the way down towards the knee. You may feel it more around the centre of your waistline, through your rib cage, from your lower back. For some of us, we really notice and feel the awareness of the opening of the chest. It'll be different for each of us what we're connecting to in our bodies in each of the poses. First, float the head back to the centre first and pause. And gently float both legs back to centre. Pause it here for a moment before lowering that right foot towards the ground. Draw the left leg in this time. Hand can go halfway down the shin, hands on the back of your thigh. Just maybe pausing. Just resting your body here. This might be all that you need for a moment. Before transitioning and placing that left foot, so notice how I'm still keeping the legs in almost the same alignment. Just resting this foot, so the weight of this leg is being supported by my bottom leg. And the tips of the toes almost touching towards my kneecap. Take the arms a little wider. Bring the right arm across and reach towards the outside of your left thigh. And gently, slowly, calmly, quietly start to move. I'm just using my arm to guide my legs across and come onto the outer edge of my right foot. Rotate and look away from the direction of the knees as you look towards the left arm. Have the arm on a slight angle, maybe have a little play around. It may want to go lower down or slightly higher so that you can allow your left shoulder to settle into the mat. This top leg is away from the ground, but my bottom leg is closer to the ground. So my bottom leg is being supported by the ground, my top leg is being supported by my bottom leg. And this arm, just to get a little support, just rest it there. There's no need to push or force or pull the legs across.
And take time now just to tune in to the different sensations in your body. Noticing what it is that you feel, what you feel may change from moment to moment. You may feel something, you may feel nothing at all. First, float the head back to the center and then gently guide the legs back to the middle. This time bring the knees to the chest. Hands again could go halfway down the shin. Hands could go onto the back of the thighs, taking whatever you need. And as I slowly lower my feet towards the ground, slide the legs away. Come into that gentle rebound once again. Rotate the palms up, roll the shoulders back, relax that lower jaw. Soften and settle. There's nothing else you need to do, there's nowhere else you need to be, other than just allowing your body to be held and supported by the floor, the ground beneath you. And just take one more round of your breath here. Gently move the fingers, move the toes. And as you walk your feet back towards your body, roll gently over onto one side, coming into the fetal position. And then when you feel ready, using the arms to support your body, to gently come up. And as you bring yourself back to a comfortable seated position, let's finish this practice like we started here today. Raise the hands towards the heart. And as I bow my head down to the earth, I say to you, Namaste. I do hope you enjoyed that practice here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.